well, so this is just a way that you can start finding out about your engineering major. So this is specifically for Lab 3. So with Lab 3, you've selected a group and you've selected an engineering field, and now you need to do that research on it. But also more in general, if you didn't get to pick your major and you really want to go in there and do kind of a deep dive, or maybe you're not even taking 1201, you just ran across this video and you wanted to do a deep dive into what does a certain type of engineer do, let me show you, because this Bureau of Labor Statistics is a great place to start, and I'll drop the URL in the description of the video. So if you go to architecture and engineering, it's got a lot of the engineering disciplines already listed here. Just do be careful if it talks about technologist. That's a little bit different. So that's not an engineering degree. You'll notice the technologist will often be at the associate's level, versus engineering is going to pretty much always be bachelor's degree. So make for sure when you click on it that you find, for example, civil engineers and not civil engineering technologists. But I'm going to do this demo for agricultural engineers. That's one of our top 10, but that's the one that I'll do. So let me go ahead and click on that and show you what all they've got. So right here in the summary page, you've got quite a bit of your information. You've got your median pay. You've got your job outlook over the next 10 years, and then you've got this summary kind of what agricultural engineers do. And then you can click on these links to find out more information. So if you're looking for your major topics would be in this next area. And then if you are interested in this and you want to do kind of a deep drill on it, you can just kind of click on over and it'll show you more and more information about it, more and more detail about the pay, more detail about the job outlook, and so forth. So let's take a look at what you need to do for the lab. So let's say I'm working with my group. Probably the easiest thing is either to set up a shared document in Microsoft Word, or if you want, set up a shared document in Google Docs. Right now it's just me, so it's private only to me, but I could click on this and go ahead and start sharing it with other people. So I could share it with my group members, and then they all could edit it at the same time. So it's really pretty straightforward that we need that one sentence summary of the role. So we can go back to our summary here. We've got a one sentence summary here. So let's just copy that over, and then let's see what we need to change to it. So agricultural engineers solve problems concerning power supply. Okay, that's a little bit vague. Why don't we change this to say something like, and power supplies, yeah, but that kind of also is included with the machine part. So why don't we say something like design and improve. And then if we're just talking generic machines, that's not really what we're talking about. We're specifically talking about agricultural machines, but we don't want to create that circular definition. We don't want to say agricultural engineers design agricultural machines, because then we're defining agricultural based on agricultural. So why don't we say farming, ranching, and you could also do like aquaculture, aquaponics. You could keep going there if you wanted to. Oops. We've already got this improve, so we don't need to say efficiency here. Machines, structures, we're talking about kind of the same idea. Facilities. Oops. So that's sort of one thought there. And then the idea is that we're also doing storage and processing of agricultural products, and also trying to minimize pollution and environmental issues. So we could say while minimizing pollution and environmental issues, the storage and processing. Okay, so now we've got agricultural and agricultural. So we need to maybe take this out and replace this with farm. And maybe aquaculture. So you get the idea. So what you take from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, you will have to adapt it and you will have to put it in your own words, but it gives you a really good idea kind of how to get started. And then the same thing with what they do. You can look in here at the duties and then look at this first paragraph, and this is going to give you a lot of information on the different areas that they work in. And when I say areas, I don't mean like areas in the world or areas in the US. I mean things like this, using computer software to design equipment, systems, and structures. Okay, so then that part could go under this major topics. Job outlook, you can go back to summary and grab your job outlook and median pay. And we've got a couple extra rows that we don't need, so let's take these out. And it's pretty unusual to talk about engineers making an hourly salary. So I'm just going to take that out and just leave the per year in there. Let's look at, and it looks like I got this in the wrong place. Let me just move that down. And then it's going to ask us about the professional society and website. So you can just go to a Google search and search on your engineering field and the word professional society. And most of the time you'll see it in the top couple of search results. So in this case we got it. It's the first search result, this American Society of Agricultural and Biological Engineers. And just click on this. Some of these websites will be set up where it's difficult to see much if you don't have a paid membership, but some of them have a lot of really good information for students. So you'll just have to look through it and decide if it's helpful or not. So we found this one, so we can copy this over. And then now we need to look at our job postings. So there's lots of different places where engineering jobs are posted. This engineerjobs.com seems like is a pretty good one right now. So if we want to search on this, we can just search on agricultural. Engineer. And then you could leave it local, or you could take the location off, and then you'll start seeing these jobs. Take a look and make for sure a couple things. So one is it really should require a bachelor's of science. So if it's a master's or PhD, that's not really the kind of entry-level bachelor's of science job that we're looking for. And it really should specifically list agricultural engineering. If you have one that's just generic, any engineering, it's probably not specific enough to give you information about the field. And then also make for sure that when you find it, that it doesn't ask for like 15 years of experience. You're looking for something that's hopefully in that 0 to 5 years of experience. Or like this one, it just doesn't look like it's mentioning an amount of experience. So it looks like this is kind of an entry-level position. So try to find 3 of those kind of jobs and then just summarize what you find here. And then for the licensing, if you're not, all of y'all taking the course would be in Texas. But for those of you who might be viewing the video and you're not in Texas, go to your own board of professional engineers and land surveyors. But in Texas, it's this pels.texas.gov. And there's a lot of information on here, maybe enough that it's kind of hard to digest. So the thing that you're looking for is the PE license, PE licensing, and just come on down here to licensing overview. You're welcome to look at everything else, but it's kind of information overload when you're first getting started on, hey, what is engineering all about? And then this is the information that you would summarize in your own words on your sheet here when you do your lab report. But you don't have to post this in the discussion for the lab. And again, I would go through here and make this be in my own words. All right, so I hope this helps get you started on this. And again, make for sure that you're sharing this with your other group. You're welcome to go out and look at some things other than Bureau of Labor Statistics, but definitely start with this one because I'm sure the data here is about as up to date as you can possibly get, and it's reviewed. And so anything that you find on this website is going to be pretty good, solid, realistic data versus if you just go out there and look. Sometimes when you're first getting started, it's hard to find really what's good data versus what's just somebody posted a bunch of stuff on a website. So hope this helps, and I hope that you enjoy learning more about your field that you selected. Thanks for watching.